talking about?
Listen, I said on Friday, we usually say we don't do this to be cocky or anything like that. That shit, dude. I'm doing this to be cocky right now because I came out here on Friday. I said, listen, what are you going to be more upset about? Benching Jayden Daniels and him still being epic, amazing, fantastic on your bench, or that Jayden Daniels gets like 15 fantasy points? Listen, he's going to have the bounce back. I gave you the reasoning. Good or solid quarterbacks do great, have done really well, scored 20 or more fantasy points against the Eagles. The guys that hadn't were all pretty much bums, besides Jayden Daniels and Joe Burrow without T. Higgins. It was all there. I laid it out for you. And what did he have? 5 touchdowns. He was the QB1 on the week. Over 40 fantasy points, 44 fantasy points. Helped you win your week. I mean, this is exactly what we said here over on social media, on the show. He's going to help you win your week. Do it. Roll him out. That's what I'm talking about. That was just... And watching that game, man, it's just like Rookie of the Year argument is over. Like he has secured it. That was his Rookie of the Year moment. That was his. We saw how it happened in his game in Week 11. It wasn't good. They shut him down, and he came out and absolutely balled. It was fantastic. He put the team on his back. Jameson Crowder is the best wide receiver in the NFL. Apparently, it's incredible stuff.
Obviously,
anyway, that was a fun one there. And then anyway, I said Calvin Ridley was a stud. Best game in 7 weeks. 16.8 fantasy points. Gets the long touchdown to start the game. Unfortunately, Chico Conquo just kept on getting more targets, so I guess that happened, which I still wasn't anticipating. But still, 16.8 is a great week for Calvin Ridley. And then he called Tua a dud. 14.5 fantasy points. Just it's. I'm so glad they won, so our playoff chances are alive, and we get to move further back in the draft order. Anyway, go ahead, Wes.
I mean, just the Jayden Daniels one, I just want to give you another chance to take a lap on that one because it did pretty well on social media. A lot of people argued against you and said it was crazy, and then here he is as the very best. And
looking at you, Joey.
Yeah, it's funny how they get quiet when it turns out the way we say.
Listen, I'm just happy.
I'm
happy it went that way. I'm happy. I hope people listened. I had confidence, and I hope you listened, and that you are moving on to the championship. That's just
yes.
Yeah, I'll be modest.
I had a couple of studs and duds that were correctamundo. One is Patrick Taylor, just straight out of the gate, said, "Do not start a 4th-string running back in your playoffs." And sure enough, not even 4 points, 3.5.
Nope.
Full PPR, half PPR, it doesn't even matter. It was terrible. And Dolphins defense is also not that great. It was just this guy. There's a reason. No offense. Reason he's 4th on the depth chart. Okay.
Yeah.
Bucky Irving, there's a reason he's probably the number 1 running back in Tampa Bay and will be next season. He was my stud. I said, if he's healthy, you roll him out. It doesn't matter. He's proven he's incredible. And he, out of the gate, had like double digits, like in the first quarter, like first drive. He was awesome. And finished with nearly 20 points. Bucky Irving is the truth. He's probably this season's fantasy football player favorite. I mean, he's been awesome. Teammate as well. We asked in Fluker for real. It's Jalen McMillan for real. We said 2 weeks in a row with 16 points. Absolutely. This guy's for real. And oh my gosh, we said here, taking victory lap on this, we said he is worth putting in your flex option. There's definitely players on people's existing playoff rosters that you can likely start over him. But if you've got McMillan and you're not sure what to do with that flex option, put him in. And 4 touchdowns in 3 games with another double-digit performance with nearly 20 points. I mean, this guy is really, really good. And unfortunately for Mike Evans' 1,000-yard chances might not quite catch that with McMillan there. But here's the one that we do not apologize for this, because we have been about this player all off season, and we are this got over 65,000 views on TikTok. And it sparked a lot of controversy, but we stood firm in our stance, and we said Devon Achane is a league winner, and Devon Achane could be the number 1 running back in fantasy football. And here he is going into the last week as the running back 5. even though he essentially missed 4 games without Tua because that's how much of an impact Tua has on his game. And that's 22.6 points a game with Tua. Unbelievable. And if Tua didn't miss any time, he's looking at pretty much 360 plus points. That's unbelievable.
He'd be the RB1. He'd be the RB1 had Tua not miss time. Yeah.
He is phenomenal. And
that's what I'm talking about.
Just that run against the 49ers is, as I said at the top of the show, the most fantasy football run I've ever seen. Anyone else with just football IQ would slide at the one, let the clock run out, and he's there and he said, no. This is the semifinals of fantasy football. I'm crossing that goal line. Let me tell you, every single person in our Discord that has made championships has made it with Devon Achane. Everybody made it with Devon Achane, including me, and the one I made it in, I've got Achane, okay?
Yeah.
And this guy, I have someone that texted me. They said I had a 1% chance to win because the last game was at the very end of that fourth quarter, made playoffs because of Devon Achane. There it is. Victory lap. Full season victory lap on Devon Achane. Buckets.